So what's this whole thing that I'm hearing that Congress wants to pass a law where independent shops like myself and people at home can't fix their own vehicles if they want to? I mean, last I checked, this was America. Land of the free, home of the brave, land of the freely passed laws. And all because all the modules they're sticking in these vehicles and the scan tool companies are coming out with aftermarket scanners that can get into the immobilizer system, and you can take off with a vehicle and do so as you please.
What's coming to America is about to shock you. They're trying to make it illegal to work on your own car. They want to make it that you have to go to a dealership by default just to get your car repaired, because dealerships are frustrated because customers is not getting their cars repaired at the dealership anymore. So let's see what's been going on, because it's getting crazy.
Let me tell you something. If somebody wants to steal a vehicle, they're going to. And if somebody wants to come up with their own software to do that, they're going to. There's always going to be bad actors. And I guess I'm wearing the appropriate shirt today. Don't be a douche. And I'm sorry if there's any kids watching. Don't repeat that. But I think this law, or whatever they got put up, the bill, not law yet, it's a bill, needs to be just see ya, gone, because that's going to put a lot of shops out of business, including myself. Then you'll no longer see Auto Tech Mike. It's going to be Auto Tech Unemployed. And I think that's why I'm kind of speaking up right now, because this don't need to happen. If you buy a vehicle, you own it. You can do so with that vehicle as you please, unless it's Ferrari. If you want to take off and do your own brakes, do your own brakes. You bought the vehicle. And who cares if independent shops are cheaper than dealerships? It's always been like that. If you guys would stop adding modules to the vehicles for every little thing, like do a cigarette lighter module, cup holder module, I'm just naming off some weird modules, but stop adding all those. Who cares? Like, you ever heard of the term KISS? Keep it simple, stupid? Let's go back to that. Like this whole thing that I'm seeing where if you get into your vehicle and you're a little bit highly elevated and your heart rate's up or your eyes are wide or whatever, the vehicle won't start. It won't let you do anything. Like, okay, so if I want to take and run from a tornado, I guess I can't. I guess you're going to see the upgraded version of Wizard of Oz when I hop on my motorcycle and I'm wrapped around a twister. I've got more to say on this, but I'm going to end it right here.
To remove right to repair so that I can't change my own oil. I can't even put in my own air filter. I can't even do a cabin air filter, which takes about, 1.4 minutes to change. And I can do it for like $10. Instead, I'll have to come in here and pay them $50 or $80 for them to change it. My wiper blades, I can buy on Amazon for $30 and I can replace them myself in about a minute and a half. But no, I'll have to come to the dealership and have that done, and I'll have to pay astronomical money for it. These are the kind of things. Now, what about if this gets passed? What's it going to do for repair time? We're already waiting. I mean, if your truck breaks down and you call and you say, hey, I got a problem with my truck, you're like, sure, come drop it off and we'll get to it in 2 weeks or 3 weeks when we get a chance to get to it. Okay, well, why don't you just bring it in 3 weeks? No, you want to be in line, you got to bring it in right now and park it on my lot. It's got to sit here for 3 weeks. Okay, sorry about your loaner, can't give you one. Okay, this is the crap we hear happening all the time. What's going to happen if this is a 3-week deal right now, but what's going to happen when there is no more independent shops for the new vehicles? Everybody has to come into here and you have to go to a dealership. I'll bet it's going to at least double. So now you're going to be waiting 6 weeks, 7 weeks to be able to get any repair done on anything. It's going to be pretty crazy if that happens, when that happens. So right to repair is very important. And again, people like me, I do my own maintenance on my trucks. Okay, I do everything. I do my diff flush and fills and redo my diffs. I do my oil changes. I do my air filters. I do my wiper blades. I do everything like that maintenance-wise myself. Serpentine belts if I need them, my batteries, anything like that. I will change all that kind of stuff on my own. To not be able to do that and have to pay hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars to a dealership to do that, not to mention when the independent shops are gone and dealerships can now monopolize.
Did you know automakers are actively pushing for legislation to make it illegal to work on your own vehicle? The Ford CEO says there are so many specialty tools needed nowadays, it's just not safe. It's incredibly dangerous. Well, who made it that way?
Illegal to fix your own vehicle.
Think twice before buying a brand new vehicle.
Now they're making it illegal, so you won't be able to fix your own vehicle. There's a man, a human being, that was sentenced to 7 years in prison for fixing his own vehicle. Even John Deere, for a simple oil and filter swap. You need to make a phone call. You can no longer swap it out yourself. Go buy the filter and oil and DIY it. Someone has to come out from their dealership to service your equipment. And if you think that's not bad enough, now they're starting to put subscriptions to turn on your vehicle. You know, when it's cold out or it's hot out and you want to turn your vehicle from the comfort of your home so the AC, the heat seats could turn on, well, you're going to have to pay a monthly subscription for that. They're going to give you a 3-month trial, but once that's over, you're going to have to pay up. What is America coming to? Do you really own your vehicle if they tell you how and when you can fix it? You don't have access to the computer, even with a scanner tool. You're not allowed to even swap out the brake pads, do routine maintenance. Something that could cost you $30 to fix, now it's going to cost you $300 to fix. Mandatory. They want to make it mandatory where you have to take your vehicle to the dealership. The cameras inside these new vehicles, well, they could monitor you and see you at any given second, minute. Ain't that scary? No more privacy. If they feel that your eyes look a little tired, you look a little sleepy, they could just shut off your vehicle. You ain't going nowhere. If they feel that you're unfit to drive and their sensors give out signals and camera is seeing that your eyes are a little red, your car won't start. Wow. Now it all makes sense. Cash for clunkers. They wanted to get rid of all the vehicles that they couldn't control. Now we're all fucked. It was all about control. Vehicles were able to go 5, 6, 7, 800,000 miles without being serviced. Now these vehicles coming right out the lot, you're driving out, boom, it breaks down. It's all a money scheme.
Everyone's talking about right to repair, and Illinois is banning old cars, but nobody's connecting the dots. So let me do it for you. A few days ago, I showed you the TCU telematics control unit inside your car. That's recording your driving data and selling it to insurance companies. GM just got hit with a federal lawsuit for it. That video had over 300,000 views. But here's what's happened since. Ford filed patent to read your lips, scan your iris, monitor your heart rate, and run your face through a criminal database inside your own truck. It's not a conspiracy theory. That's a published patent from Ford Global Technologies. At the same time, automakers are lobbying Congress to make sure you never access your car's electronics. The Repair Act was supposed to give you the right to your own vehicle data. They gutted it in a committee, stripped the telematics provision completely. And now Illinois just passed HB 4948. 2 speeding tickets in a year, you're forced to install a speeding tracking device, for $30 a month. And you have to have that for 3 years. And if your car is older than 1996, guess what? It doesn't have the port. You can't comply, your license is suspended, and you're fucking done. The patent, the surveillance, they lock you out of your electronics so you can't disable it. They sell your data to insurance companies. They make it illegal to drive anything they can't monitor, and then they kill the classic car market in the process. It was never about safety. It was never about emissions. It's about control and revenue. And if you drive a 57 Chevy or 69 Mustang or anything built before computers, they want you off the road. Share this before they bury it.
All right, guys. Ford, GM, and Donald Trump got together and are talking about you fixing your own car. Let's get into it. Imagine this scenario. You pay $70,000 for your Ford F-150. A few years later, need some work on it, it's not under warranty, you want to fix it, you don't have permission to fix your own vehicle. You have no way to get the information, you have no way to get the tooling, you're out. And your only option is to go back to a dealer to have the dealer fix it. You might not even be able to bring it to an independent repair shop. That is what was posed from Ford executives, Andrew Frick from Ford, GM CEO Mary Barra, executives from I'm going to read this here so I got it right, Auto Dealers Associations, and Roger Penske. Now, you guys might know Roger Penske as a race car owner, but here's the deal with him. He owns over 300 dealerships worldwide, 200 of them in the United States. So yeah, he's got a big stake in this. So that group met with President Trump. And basically what President Trump said is they don't want you to fix your own vehicle. Now, we can take the politics out of this. It really doesn't matter whether you believe Trump, don't believe Trump, whether you're a Republican, Democrat, Independent. It doesn't matter. What does matter is, should you be able to fix your own vehicle? And President Trump came out and said that these people were talking about how they don't want you to fix your own vehicle and they want legislation in place for that.
We had the auto industry in yesterday. They don't want people to fix their car. I said, that's strange. I'd never heard of that. They have a thing nobody's allowed to fix their car. They gave a man 7 years in jail, actually, because he fixed his own car, so I thought we'd do something about that. But we'll get it all straightened away. Can you believe it? They want a bill that prohibits people from fixing. So if you're mechanically inclined, I went to school with some guys that were, in some cases, horrible students, but they could fix an engine blindfolded. They could take a car apart blindfolded, but they weren't too good at arithmetic and other things, but they were great. And so there's a move on to stop people from fixing their car. I didn't understand it, but we had a great meeting yesterday with the head of General Motors and Roger Penske, head of Ford. We had a great meeting, I think.
After President Trump said that, Ford has confirmed that there was a meeting. They have not denied what President Trump said happened in the meeting. GM has not denied it. Nobody has denied what he says was asked in the meeting. Take that for what it's worth. It is what it is. What this does is actually, it doesn't matter, again, where you're at on the political spectrum. What this does is raises a bigger question. Who actually controls and owns your vehicle after you buy it? This really has been a battle that's been going on for over a decade. And
Tell me if I'm getting this right. So there are now laws against fixing your own vehicle. Manufacturers are now blocking the data needed for you to repair your vehicle. There's quite literally a repair act happening. Prevents the manufacturers from controlling the data needed that you would need in order to fix your vehicle. So what does that mean? That means if you are mechanically inclined, you are no longer allowed to fix your own vehicle. You would have to return to the manufacturer in order to have your vehicle repaired. So the small guys, like small town body shops, if you're mechanically inclined and you know how to fix whatever in your vehicle, you can't do that anymore because now they're blocking the data so that you cannot do it. In insurance, there's something called anti-steering laws, which means that if your vehicle is damaged in an accident or something, an insurance company cannot tell you you have to take your vehicle to body shop A in order to have it repaired. They cannot tell you that. You are able to take it to body shop A, B, or C. What they can say is that if you don't take it to body shop A, we can't guarantee the results because they have contracts in place and all of those things, but they can't say we're not going to cover your claim because you brought it to wherever you wanted. That's called an anti-steering law. Those are in place for a reason, but I need to know how this is any different. The anti-steering law is essentially who can fix my car. The Repair Act is blocking your ability to get the data from your vehicle so that you can make the repairs. In what world is this the land of the free and you're not even able to fix your own property? Stay safe, drink your water, I'll talk to you.
Hi, this message is for Ford, and I honestly am not sure if this video will ever reach anybody at the Ford Motor Company, but I'm hoping it does. My name is Cassandra, and My husband and I are just an ordinary family living here in Virginia, and we have 3 teenagers. We work hard every day. And like a lot of families, we live paycheck to paycheck. So several years ago, we thought we made what was a smart financial decision. We spent nearly $50,000 on a 2018 Ford F-150 because we believed we were buying a truck that would take care of our family for years. We chose Ford because it's an American company and we believed in the brand, the reputation, and what it stood for. And so 3 or 4 weeks ago, we started having an issue with the transmission in our truck. See, she's right here. And so we called several transmission shops and called even our local Ford dealership, and they recognized the symptoms almost immediately as an issue related to their 10R8010 speed transmission. And after doing a lot of research, YouTube videos and all of that, we've discovered that there are thousands of other owners who are having this exact issue. Our repair estimate is anywhere between $8,000 and like $10,000 for either fixing it or having to get a new transmission. And for us, that's devastating. I don't have that kind of money in the bank. I don't want to have to borrow against a retirement to be able to keep a truck that was supposed to be completely dependable on the road. It has less than 80,000 miles on it. We've taken very well care of this truck, and I'm not making this video because I'm angry, and I'm not asking for special treatment. I'm simply asking Ford to take a look at our situation. I mean, this truck isn't just a truck. It's how I get to work. It's how I take my kids to school. It's how we go to the grocery store. It's how we live our everyday lives. I still believe companies can do the right thing, especially when loyal customers need help. So if anyone at Ford sees this, or if someone watching has a connection with Ford, could you please help us get our story in front of the right people? And if you're watching this and you think our family deserves a chance, could you share this video? I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Maybe together we can reach someone who has the ability to help. Thank you for listening.
It's like they trying to make everything illegal. What's next? They really trying to say it's illegal if you work on your own car because the dealerships are losing money. The reason why they're losing money is because everything is overpriced anyway. And since 2020, cars have been overpriced since then. A car that used to be $20,000 used, you got to pay $40,000. So dealerships is not selling cars because that's how they really make their money, from the maintenance and repairing the cars. And customers had enough. They're not going to the dealerships no more. They rather have somebody else work on their car because they don't have to deal with the headaches and the difficulties going to a dealership. Them telling you your car fixed, they diagnosing your car with a problem and it's really not the problem. It's another problem. And then before you know it, you coming out of $2,000-$3,000 that you didn't even have. And some dealerships, they got it so bad to the point that they know a lot of Americans don't have cash on hand in their bank account. They'll tell you, we got a credit card. You want to put it on a credit card? Now you in even more debt. So make that make sense. as an American, if you already can't afford groceries, gas prices are through the roof, the cost of living is just steady going up, what makes you think you want to spend all your money at the dealership? Make that make sense. Something's got to change. But I don't think it should be illegal to work on your own car because you paid for it. Why should it be illegal to work on something that you paid for or to have anybody work on your car? That's like you giving somebody some money and you telling them what to do with their money. Or you buying them something with the money. If people purchase things, that's their freedom and right to do what they want to do. You have no say-so when somebody buys something. It's theirs. That's what I would say. It's theirs. You can't get mad at nobody for what they do with their property and their money. And I know people like to get upset about what people do with their money, how they spend their money, but that's them. You can't get upset. And what's about to happen, it's just crazy. Because it's like, they trying to charge a fee for everything. And it's getting out of hand. It's getting worse each and every second. But that's how dealerships make their money. And I really don't feel sorry for them, to be honest. Because if something go wrong with your car, they ain't gonna want to give you no refund. And it's just sad out here. And Americans are tired of being taken advantage of. So I don't blame them for going somewhere else and not wanting to get their car repaired by the dealers. Why should they? They want to charge you $2,000, $3,000 just to get brakes on your car. People can't afford that. And that's the sad part, because we barely can afford anything. This is what the country has come to. So that's my take on this situation. Let me know how y'all feel. Share it in the comments. And I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Peace.